What's up, y'all? It's FTL, and I'm back with another video in my first series. This is gonna be about my first time doing shrooms. Okay, and just to get it out the way, like, it's completely different than LSD. Like, it's a different vibe, different feel, different visuals. Like, everything was completely different, and it definitely a more potent experience than all the other times I've taken LSD. Okay, so just to set the stage, we used to live on a farm, right? We're in this farmhouse. There's a party going on. We drinking. Almost everyone's on LSD though. Almost everyone. And I ended up getting this shrooms from this buddy I had at work, and I had been trying to find them like forever. I'm talking like at least like a year and a half. And he just so happened to have them, so I bought a half off of him. You feel me? Because I'm like, shit, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So there's a whole bunch of guys at this party in my crib, and me and my two younger brothers, we ended up taking them. I pulled them aside because, first time, this is the first time for both of us, so I really wanted to be just only the fam. And I'm like, yo, I got these shrooms. And they're like, what, nigga? You got shrooms? What the fuck you even, you know what, matter of fact, bro, don't even worry about it. How much can I get? So I both give them like, I don't know, like 2-3 G's, you feel me? And they take that shit. But I ended up taking like the rest of the half, you feel me? And that was a fuck ton. Like, I gave them a fuck ton of shrooms, but I took a lot of shrooms. And one thing, they don't tell you about shrooms, it tastes like fucking shit. Dry ass shit. Like, terrible taste. And I tried mixing it with everything. Like, I made me some Alfredo. I fucking had some brownies with that shit. Some hot Cheetos. Maybe because of the texture would be a little better. Drunk some orange juice, pineapple juice, whatever. You cannot get that nasty ass taste out of your mouth. Like, for real. And that's one of the reasons why I really don't, like, fuck with shrooms as heavy as I would. But it's just hard getting over the taste. Maybe if you bake them in something. I already don't like fucking mushrooms, so it's like, damn, it sucks. But my brothers, they didn't give a fuck. Alright. So we take the shrooms and then we get back to the party. About like 30 minutes, maybe an hour or so, it starts kicking in. And the visuals are so much more intense than LSD. Like, it is, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, your vision is fuzzy. It's like your vision is vibrating, and the colors are emanating from everything that you see. Like, we're playing video games. Niggas over to the left is playing 2K. Me and my other little brother, we're playing Marvel vs. Capcom. Alright? And we're getting hyped. Like, this shit is, because we're pretty good at the game, so it's like, really, like, we fucking duking it out. You know what I'm saying? Real battle, Evo type shit, But, it felt like the players were popping out of the screen. Like, I felt like if I didn't even have to look at the screen, like, I'm looking everywhere and I'm seeing the game and I'm playing and we're fighting, and it's like crazy. Like, I don't know if it was like a 3D effect. And I guess you do have that when you look at LCD screens or LED screens while you're on any psychedelic, really, even like weed, But this shit was, I don't know, it was different because you really, like, got the visuals and they were hitting hard. Like, I never really noticed that, like my vision was fucking, like, it was like blurry but in a vibrating. It was like on a different frequency. Like, I was looking at like a different level of reality. That's kind of what it seemed like. And then we stopped playing the game, and every time I looked away from the game, shit got a lot more intense. So I guess it kind of grounded me, looking at like blue light. But I was like, every time I looked away, I was like, oh damn, this is what I really should be seeing. I feel like I'm wasting my time, like my high, playing this game. And I talked to my brothers, and they were like, yeah, same. We could be doing something else. Like, you really not getting the full experience if you're doing that. So I step away from the party. I go upstairs because I want to try it all. I'm gonna be high for a while, So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it all. I go upstairs and I sit in my room, and I just sit in the dark, and like, I don't try to fall asleep, but I just want to experience how it is in the dark. And that shit was trippy because it was just me in my mind, son. And like, I'm seeing all kind of geographic colors and fucking polygons and shit in my mind. It felt like, I don't know, I wouldn't say I was one with my thoughts, but my thoughts they really had a mind of their own, and they took like different forms as I began to think and feel, and my whole body, it felt like it was shaking and vibrating, and of course you can't really see too many visuals while you're in like pitch black darkness, but you could see. I felt like my mind's eye was a lot clearer while I was on shrooms, okay? And this wasn't even like my peak. I was still coming up, all right? After about, I don't know, like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, I really can't tell time very well when I'm sober, so who fucking knows how long I was sitting in that room, okay? But by the time I came out, a lot of the guys had left, maybe went on to other parties or just went home. A lot of these guys that I like partied with, they're heavy fucking drinkers, so they're probably like moving on to the next party. All right, I'm like, cool, whatever, we can chill out. It's just me and my brothers upstairs, and we like are all like collectively high as shit. You know what I'm saying? We are like talking and shit, and we can see the visuals and everything, and we were like, it's funny because I feel like all three of us were like really trying not to bum each other out. You feel me? But my youngest brother, he wanted to go outside, and it's snow, like sub-zero temperatures, fucking like a foot and a half of snow outside, And I'm like, I don't know, you might die if you go out there. And then my other younger brother confirmed it. He was like, all right, whatever, I'm not gonna go outside. And I feel like that kind of bummed him out, but that's all good. I'd rather see him safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck your trip. You'll be sober, in the morning, but I want you to be safe right here and now. Maybe next time. There really was no next time, but yeah, I just wanted to keep him safe and shit. Because I'm like the older brother. I don't want to like see my siblings fucked. But we tried to listen to music, and we all listen to music on separate occasions, separately by ourselves, and we all came together and agreed that music was it was faster while you were high, and that's something I never experienced on acid. Like I was listening to like Lucy Rose, Shiver, I think it was, and it was like double fucking speed, and that shit was kind of wonky, like weird, and the music kind of was a little more high pitched and distorted a bit, and I'm like, damn, it's definitely not me, because this is not how the song usually goes. And I'm thinking like maybe time is just moving faster. Like in hindsight, I'm thinking time is moving faster for me because I'm on this drug. Of course, I went to the mirror, and I don't know why people say that shit, don't go to the mirror. And I'm like, that's like the funnest part. I used to stare at my fucking self for hours in the goddamn mirror, watching myself drip, and that shit happened. But I began to distort, and the contours, like it's like my outline, if I was like an animation, was like going like out. You could take it felt like you could just pluck that bitch out. You feel me? Like, if you ever seen that episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy, that trippy ass episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy, when they it's like, I think it's the only episode that's at night, and they can take the outlines, like they take Jimmy's outline, and he's like a fucking wobbly mess or some shit. That's how I felt while I was looking at myself in the mirror, And other than that, it was just like LSD, but it was just the feeling. And one thing I really like about shrooms is that you don't get that energy that you do in acid. I really don't like that shit, because, yeah, you can go for a walk, That's why I say acid is more about nature and shit, and shrooms is more like, oh, you can just chill out, vibe type drug, And honestly, by the end of the night, I threw that shit up because it was right around the time I was peaking. I threw it up, and I just felt I was so mad because I felt like it was such a fucking waste. But what can you do? I took a lot from my first time, and honestly, man, like a lot of the drugs that I've done, I really wouldn't do again. But shrooms, I can see myself as like an older man. I can definitely see myself doing shrooms again. But that's really just it for the whole, shrooms expedition and everything. I've done it a couple more times, but I'll talk about that a little later in other episodes. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.